when Queen Victoria was on the throne, is feeling the strain. At last, there's light at the end of the tunnel. And coming through it, a new train that's faster, longer, quieter and cooler than ever before. And not only that, these new carriages employ Formula One style technology to use a third less power than conventional trains. How do they do it? Back in 1863, London's first underground railway carried 40,000 passengers a day between Paddington Station and the city. The steam-drawn trains were noisy, crowded and hot. Today's underground carries 5 million passengers a day, and commuters are still making the same complaints. But help is on the way. A brand new 100-kilometre-long line has been built at a cost of over £17 billion. The Elizabeth Line. Named in honour of Her Majesty, it starts in Reading, west of London, before it dives underground through 42 kilometres of tunnels beneath the emerging into daylight again to end at Shenfield, round trains. 600 of the new carriages are being built at Bombardier's 340,000 square metre train factory in Derby in the East Midlands. They've been building trains here since 1839, long before the underground existed. For Chief Engineer Martin Wilson, it's a boyhood dream come true.
I think I've always wanted to be in the railway industry. Ever since I had a train set when I was a 5-year-old boy, I've loved trains, I've loved travelling on them, and to be involved in the design and manufacture of them now is the most exciting thing in the world for me.
Until a decade ago, most railway carriages were built from heavy steel. But the walls and floor of the new Elizabeth Line carriages are made from lighter aluminium, saving 90 tons from the weight of each train. Each 200-metre-long train requires 8 kilometres of welds. But aluminium is very heat-sensitive, making it difficult to weld by hand. So instead, they use an automatic arc welding machine. In service, the trains will travel nearly 2 million kilometres a year, over half of it above ground. So, to cope with the Great British weather, they're using extra durable paint capable of withstanding 15 years of hail, snow, rain, and even occasional sun. To help passengers find their way, London Underground's existing 11 lines each have their own distinct colour branding. For the Elizabeth Line, they plumped for purple, which will stand out on the new maps and signs. Coincidentally, it's one of Her Majesty's favourites.
Obviously, it's got strong links with the Queen, and the regal colours of the train are really important, so we're really, really proud to be involved in a project that has royal connections.
Back in 1890, the first deep-level electric tube was claustrophobic. The only windows were tiny strips high in the carriages. Fast forward 130 years. These large windows mean that above ground, even standing passengers can enjoy the view. Whilst underground, these will be the first deep-level trains to be fully air-conditioned. With all the separate parts now painted, the carriage can be assembled. The floor and the roof are held in position, so the sides can be lined up. The connecting ends of the carriages, allowing passengers to stroll seamlessly through the train, are lifted into place and secured. In rush hour, these trains will carry 1,500 passengers. So every carriage has 6 2.9-metre wide double doors, almost twice the width of normal tube doorways, allowing hundreds of passengers to get on and off at each station in just 45 seconds. And just as passengers don't want to overheat, they also don't want to get wet. So every carriage is leak tested.
We don't want water getting in and affecting the electrics in the train. We don't want it dripping on our passengers when they're on their way to work.
But this carriage won't go anywhere without its wheels and motors. There's no locomotive at the front to pull the train, just a driver's cab. motor, the power comes from the 225 kilowatt electric motors mounted on wheel sets known as bogies, which go at either end of each carriage. They enable the new trains to reach speeds of 145 kilometers an hour. A massive crane lifts the carriage onto the 4-ton bogies, controlled by Steve Thompson.
I'll have the crossrail with mine to move the vehicles. It's £1 million vehicle, so I do enjoy it. I do enjoy having the responsibility. It's all part of the job.
Time for this train to hit the rails. But it's not ready for the tunnels of London just yet. Its inaugural drive is on a specially built 1.8-kilometre test track.
It's a brilliant feeling when I see what I imagined at the start of a project out on the test track, being tested, ready to go into passenger service.
And showing every train a tender hand and a bit of love is none other than Barry White. Chief Train Tester, Barry White.
For me, this is the best job, playing with a full-size train set, and I get to drive the best trains that are built.
The routine test takes 6 hours.
We can tell if the traction motors are working correctly, that nothing overheats, and the brake systems work fully.